Welcome back to another week of working on the bus. This week we've got something really fun planned.
This week we're taking down the ceiling and pulling out the insulation. There's not much to explain for this one, it's just more demolition.
All right, let's get to it.
So we're out here on a new day working on pulling down the ceiling. We have, Jimmy was able to get all of the screws out of one of the panels in the back. So that's the one we're starting with, and we pulled it down just a little bit and it stinks. It smells awful.
Yes, it definitely smells like mold or something, so we're gonna put on our masks and hopefully that keeps us safe. But before we started pulling this down, I did have to hop up on the roof and unbolt the large bolts that were holding in the AC unit. Those went through all the way to the top of the roof, so I just jumped up there real quick, and Natalie helped me by unscrewing it from the bottom. And so we should be able to get it out and kind of see it back there, but there was 2 screws that were too stripped to get out yesterday. So we will try to find a way around it. That might mean pulling it harder or grinding it out. I don't know, we'll find a way.
It's faster than I thought it would be. Most of them come out pretty easy. It's just every now and then they get a little stuck, and I don't want to have to grind all of these, so I'm trying to be careful. So we're working on getting this last ceiling panel down. There's a rivet that we had to drill out, and it's still stuck on the threads. I'm trying to yank it down, but my entire body weight swinging off of it is not enough to take it off. So we might have to use the crowbar and mallet again.
Oh, I guess that's all it took. So I just wanted to give a quick update on what I've been doing. So since we've gotten the ceiling down, I've been able to expose most of these wires that were hiding behind the metal frame. And because of that, I can now pick which ones I want to try to remove completely. Before, a couple weeks ago when I opened the console, it was kind of all overwhelming and I wasn't sure what to remove. But now that I can see every single wire, I'm a lot more confident in removing these wires. Half of these are not even plugged up to anything. They're just coils of wire that I find in the box above the driver's seat. I'm aiming to take out everything that we don't need, which is pretty much everything but the front and back lights. And it's going pretty well. There was a chairlift in here at one point and what I think to be security cameras. So I'm taking out all of those wirings. The fact that they're now all exposed is nice, so I can see that they're not plugged up to anything. I can just rip them out. So I'm pulling out a huge pile of wires. So it's the next day. I am done pulling out wires. There might still be wires left in the walls, but I got all that I could. What you see there is the last bit of wires running from the console to the back, and all of those, or at least most of those, go to the lights. So I'm probably gonna keep those. But here is the finished product. It took several hours, but I finally traced all of them and I got them all removed. My one piece of advice for anyone else that wants to do this in the future is just to trace every wire to the very end, and then once you see the end, then you can cut it. That's kind of the process I did, and I think it worked out really well. I had Natalie out here like once or twice checking the brake lights for me, to make sure that I didn't make any mistakes. And so far, so good.
We have all of the ceiling panels down except for one. And so Jimmy is just working on the final panel on the ceiling, trying to get all these screws down by the front door.
Yes. I cannot wait to get this panel down because we've only found one leak in the entire bus, and it's right here in the corner. And so as soon as we get this down, I think maybe we can trace where the leak is coming from and plug it up for good. A couple weeks ago, we threw a bunch of Gorilla Glue silicone in this corner in hopes that would help. It did not. It's been leaking ever since. So there's something going on in this corner. We'll be able to get a better look at it once this panel's down.
So while we were working on pulling down the ceiling panels, we got to the last one and discovered a little bit of rust on some of the beams up here. We're gonna work on trying to grind that out before we cover it back up. So while we were spray painting the beams in the ceiling, we ran out of Rust-Oleum spray paint. So we just got back from a quick run to the hardware store where we picked up another bottle of paint, and Jimmy is wrapping that up right now. And we've decided that our next step for today will be to take out the windows. We were planning on just taking down the ceiling and the walls, but as we looked more closely at what that would entail, we realized that we would probably be better off to take out the windows, and then that way we can reseal them in a way that's really secured. So that's our next step. I'm a little nervous about it. I wasn't planning on taking out the windows of this bus ever, but Jimmy has looked into it. He's assured me that we can probably do it. So I think it'll be fine. I'm just a little nervous. I got my fingers crossed that this will go well and they'll be well sealed and we won't regret taking them out. But I think it's the right thing to do, so wish us luck.
I think I should have opened some more windows.
Is there paint everywhere?
No, I just
Oh.
myself out.
Oh, you gotta get it together, man. We're taking out windows today.
I know. Man, we should have taken out the windows first, so then I could have finished painting.
Yeah, that would have been smart.
I have to like hold my breath and go in there and get a couple sprays in and then come back out.
If only we had masks.
Yeah, if only. Too lazy to go get them.
We're almost done anyway. It's so pointless now.
Ooh, it's rough. So this is the first one, so I have no idea how it will go.
Good start.
Good start. And then tighten it. I did not tighten it all the way, I guess. So this is the moment of truth to decide how annoying this is going to be. All the screws are out and it should just pop out. It's bending, that's a good sign. I think it is popping out. I just want to make sure we do it right. So I'm going to get the knife and cut it down. Alright, it's out. That looks so weird. That's also a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I really thought it was like screwed into the frame, but it's literally just held in there by like the rubber silicone. Alright, like 7 more to go.
We took out 4 of our windows and we put them back in with fresh silicone. And Jimmy is getting the final one in right now. But it was much easier than I thought it was. I didn't really have anything to be worried about, thankfully. And we're gonna come out here tomorrow and do the remaining 4 windows, and then we should be able to pull out all the walls.
Yeah, we've been kind of dreading taking out the windows because for some reason I thought like once we took them out we wouldn't be able to get them back in, like there'd be some problem and then we would just have a windowless bus. But once we removed the first one, the rest just came out really easily, and we were able to clean up and reseal the 4 that we removed all in one day, no issues at all. There were definitely some cracks in some of the old sealant, like the 24-year-old sealant that was around the original bus windows. So we definitely wanted to reseal them. The question was whether we were going to remove them or not and do it right. So thankfully we did it right.
We feel really good about it right now, but we still have 4 more to go, so hopefully that doesn't blow up in our face tomorrow. We're back. We let the silicone around the windows that we replaced yesterday dry overnight. So now we're halfway done and we're going to do the other 4 windows today. And that should let us pull out the insulation and cut out the walls underneath those windows as well.
Yeah, we let them dry overnight, and there were a couple that didn't dry all the way, or at least left little holes, so we can see daylight coming through some of the parts where we should have sealed. So we'll just go back, touch it up, and finish the rest of the bus.
I think it also might be a good idea to go around from the outside of the bus and silicone around the windows, just to be safe. But we might have to wait and do that another day, depending on how much silicone we have once we've replaced all of them in silicone from the inside.
Yeah, we've almost used a whole tube on just 4 windows, and we still have 4 more to go.
Alright, so we did it. We managed to meet all of our goals for this week, plus a little more. We were hoping to take out the ceiling and the walls, as well as the insulation behind them. And we managed to do that, and we took out the windows and resealed and replaced them. Yeah. So we couldn't be happier.
Yeah, we haven't been this productive since we put in the captain's chair with the subfloor underneath. So I feel really good. This was a really good project, and I think this might be the end of the demolition. I think we can actually start putting in stuff. So we're really excited for next week.
Some big changes are coming soon, some exciting updates and additions to the build.
Yeah, so if you haven't already, please subscribe. We'll catch you next week.
Bye.